Welcome to the award-winning PrepZone Show 2026, sponsored by Bevel State. I'm your host, Johnathan Bentley, joined by my co-host, Zach McCullar. And Zach, we finally have some games in the book after last week.
Yep, we've kicked it off, got a full week of high school football behind us, 10 more to go, not counting playoffs.
Yeah, it's weird. We only had 5 games last week because everybody was playing each other.
Everybody played each other.
Yeah, it's kind of like rivalry week. I still couldn't say it. You know what I mean,
Yes.
Anyway. All right, so we'll jump straight into the games last week. Thursday was Cordova-Oakman, and I was expecting a really close game there in Oakman, and it turned out not to be that close.
No, Cordova just ran the ball some more. Ran for, 425 total yards of offense?
425 yards.
11 yards per carry. Oakman didn't have an answer, and Cordova just ran all over them. Big performance by the Blue Devils, and
It was a good game.
they look good.
Yeah, they really
They
did.
look good.
I was impressed. Now, Oakman did have some injuries that did contribute to that, but boy, they were just running and running. It was Tyne Ledbetter, it was Jace Kaiser, and Chesley Harbison. I mean, all these guys.
Xavier Stewart,
Yeah.
Caleb Burton, Brady
Yep.
Kilpatrick.
They all scored
Everybody
a touchdown
ran.
and did their part. Yeah.
Everybody ran well.
Yeah, that's the good thing about having that many backs, too. I think they should all be healthy going into this week.
Especially when you run that option. You've got to have a lot of people that can actually run the ball, and they do. They're well set up for the offense that they run.
Yeah, that was perfect. Perfect game, perfect start for them. Then on Friday, we had Jasper coming back to beat Huntsville. It's actually 28-14.
Yeah, in the notes you put 24.
Yeah.
But we know what really happened. Jasper, it was 7-0 Huntsville, wasn't
That's
it,
right.
to start?
They did
It was
score
tied at 14 at halftime, and Jasper was able to put it away late in the fourth quarter. Big win for the Vikings. I wasn't expecting them to go on the road to a bigger school and win by 2 touchdowns. So hats off to Jasper. Great performance. And what really stood out to me, they were able to win without Zion Coger running wild all over the place. They were able to fight hard. E.J. Oliver had a fantastic game at quarterback. So that's what really impressed me is it's not a one-player wonder for Jasper. You get a great player, but you also got a great team around him that can step up.
Yeah, that's true. He had 3 touchdowns, and he kind of put the game away. Well, he put him ahead, and then Coger on defense, of all things, put the dagger in him. So 28-14. It's 14-14 in the fourth, so yeah, it's a good win for them over there. And they have to travel again, but we'll get to that in a minute. First of all, Carbon Hill 59, Hanceville 28.
Now check. This is the first time Carbon Hill has had a blowout win where in the first half they knew they were going to win since 2021.
Do you remember what game that was?
It was Tarrant. I was actually there. It was at home, and I think the final score was 53-8.
Whoa.
It's been that long since Carbon Hill's been able to savor a win throughout the second half. So very proud of what Jarrett Tuggle was able to do in his first game, no less, to go out there and hammer Hanceville on the road. A big performance by Mike Baker. We'll talk about him more in a minute. For our Bulldogs, the Bulldogs in blue and white, it was a fantastic night.
Yeah, 45 points in the first half. It was almost kind of like your name your score kind of game, which Carbon Hill is usually not in. Or in the past, they were on the other side.
They were on the receiving end, yeah.
I mean, hopefully those are over. But a good start, regardless. I mean, a 31-point win. Had to do the math quickly there.
Quickly, yeah.
31-point win. Very, very impressive. Another impressive game was Corner 42, Dora 0.
The corner offense, it did what it had to do, but that corner defense was suffocating. Really good game by Keaton Coffey. At quarterback, Yellow Jackets looked good, did what they were supposed to do. Now they got a huge matchup this week, which we will talk about more in a moment.
Yeah, good start for Corner. Dora, they have a lot of seniors. That's a tough start. It'd be nice to have a small school on there. I didn't want to name anybody else.
No.
You know who we're talking about. It could be anybody. It'd be nice to have an automatic win in that spot instead of a Corner, a ranked team in 3A. And was 5A last year. All right, so Curry, another game you were at. Curry 42, Meek 14.
Meek really didn't play terribly, but Curry was able to take advantage of every opportunity. They did what they had to do. Right before the half, they blocked a punt, got it on the 7-yard line and scored. Meek gets the ball back. On the last play of the first half, Curry gets a pick 6.
Oh,
and then later on, I think it was either late third or early fourth quarter, they ran a kickoff back for a touchdown. So that's 3 touchdowns that Curry was able to get just by taking advantage of a small situation that was given them. The punter couldn't really handle the snap well, turns into a touchdown. Pass is deflected, turns into a touchdown. Kick coverage gets a block, turns into a touchdown. That's what good teams do, is they find a way when they're given those little openings to make the most of it, and that's why they won by 28 points. Jace Cordell has a fantastic team this year.
Yeah, what a start. Everybody's kind of been high on Curry, and to see them respond like this in the opener, yeah, it's usually a pretty good Meek team, and it was kind of over at halftime as well, 28-6, I believe.
Was.
So Meek's kind of struggled
in
the Jamboree, and now in this game, yeah, they still got time to put it together.
They do, and they've got some opponents left on the schedule where they can put it together.
Yeah, this could be a really good Curry team. And finally, Addison 48, Winston County 0, kind of your typical Addison game from last year. They just score. It was actually 0-0 after the first.
So Winston County fought hard.
Yeah, I mean, Winston County is not bad. It just, nothing went their way. And then the big play. That's what got them. A lot of touchdowns for one of our player of the week guys here, Elijah Roberts. All right, so what's your biggest takeaway from the first week?
Well, my biggest takeaway, I already really spilled it, is Jasper was able to win using somebody other than Zion Coger to do everything. They can rely. There are going to be games where Zion Coger will do everything this year. But they found a way when he was not able to run the ball for a lot of yards. They found a way to win a game against a really good Huntsville team. That was the biggest takeaway. Of course, Cordova and Curry ran the ball very well, and as did Carbon Hill. All three of those teams that have been struggling a lot of late were able to run the ball, have a physical identity on the ground, and they can build towards that for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I guess mine was Carbon Hill, just running like that. Yes, they beat Huntsville last year. It was a lot closer game. But to come in and put 59 on the scoreboard, when you open a season like that, like Cordova, 48-7, I mean, that just, boy, it really opens things up. Corner the same way, Addison the same way. But Carbon Hill, I was really surprised by that. Now, maybe if Baker does that every week, 70 touchdowns?
70, yeah.
Or 60. He had 6. He had
because the one was called back. That's right. So officially he goes down with 6.
Yeah, and speaking of, that is our player of the week. It is Mike Baker. Do you want to go through these numbers?
Who else could it be? These numbers, if you haven't seen them already, sit down. 331 yards and 6 touchdowns on 9 carries. You did the math. That's an average of 36.7 yards per carry. That's a way to win a ball game, is to have a running back do that. His touchdowns went for 63, 61, 26. That hurt the average. 37 and 57 and 62 yards. Also had a 47-yarder called back due to a penalty, and I think he did not score on that drive.
No, Carter Williams scored on that drive. That would have been another touchdown.
He would have had 7. He also completed his only pass attempt for 16 yards and had a 2-point conversion.
So, yeah, he did everything. And if you saw the video, he was just gone. And I'm going to say on most of these touchdowns, he wasn't, probably at least half of them, he wasn't touched.
He's the fastest guy on the field.
So Carbon Hill's line got him a hole, and boom, he was gone. I mean, that was pretty much the whole game, and just over and over and over. And I think they ran the clock a little in the second half. So this could have been...
It could have been a lot worse. It was, you mentioned, 45-14?
45, yeah. I think it was 45-20 at halftime.
So it could have been a lot worse than it actually was.
But a good start for them. Other guys we want to mention, I mean, how do you not mention a guy like Oliver for Jasper? 3 touchdowns. He threw for 2 and rushed for 1 in the fourth that put him ahead. And 333 yards. Then you had Elijah Roberts, 304 yards and 5 touchdowns. He had 6 rushes for 173.
That's a nice average, too.
I mean, it's up there with Baker. Not quite as good, but 6 for 173. I mean,
a little less than 30.
Winston County had that problem as well. He got in the open, and there was just, they couldn't track him down, which he did a lot last year, too. He had 42 total touchdowns.
He's an athletic quarterback, Elijah Roberts is.
Yeah, so it was your typical Addison start. A lot of guys back. Connor Lane had an interception. He had 10 last year. So, yeah, it's the same old stuff. Keaton Coffey also against Dora, 253 yards, also 5 touchdowns. So we had some guys put up big numbers this week.
Good numbers. They'll have to step it up to keep that average up, though.
That's true.
That's the one thing about a big performance in week 1 is you're always going to be trying to replicate it.
And I want to give credit to corner and mainly Trent Campbell for, you have a back you just hand the ball to last year. Spencer Underwood just got the ball. And now he's gone, and now that it looks like they can throw it more. So they had this in their holster all along. But look for this to happen more. They do have a good running back. Tanner Pritchett did have over 100 yards. But
good.
Yeah, this is Keaton Coffey's offense. All right, so before we get to next week's games, let's step away for a sponsor for Bevel State. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Bevel State Community College, where another student is announcing their program commitment.
And now, your Bevel State parent, Allie Graves.
What high-demand career field in health sciences will she choose? And the program she chooses is... Bevel State does more than award certificates and diplomas. Bevel State builds futures.
All right, thanks to Bevel State for sponsoring the show, and we'll get back to it now with games this week. It's only 6 games. You know, we don't have really a big slate yet because everybody's playing.
Everybody plays each other. Got another bye week. Carbon Hill is off this week. That's
True.
a weird week to have an off week. Week 2.
Well, it's even stranger for Lynn last week.
Just to have it that early. I hate that. What I wish the state would do is the state would start region games week 2. Give 2 non-region weeks during the season, 1 to play a non-region opponent and 1 to have a bye.
I think they do the region, and they give you the option of when you can have these games. And I guess one of the Lynn games was filled in later instead of earlier. Because you got it, I think they're playing all the county teams.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they probably had to do that. All right, so Lynn is off this week, or Lynn was off last week, Carbon Hill off this week. So we'll jump right into Jasper at Florence. So another 7A school from last year.
It's almost the same exact situation as last week, except Florence. Their record was 6-5 last year, I do believe. So not as good as Huntsville's 7-3, but Florence made the 7A playoffs last year. Last week, I expected Huntsville to beat Jasper, so I naturally expected that Florence would do it again this week. But the way Jasper performed, they've changed my mind. I got the Vikes
really?
starting 2-0.
Yeah, I do as well. Now, they've never played before. Now,
Really?
now Florence is a newish kind of school. I think it was Bradshaw and maybe somebody else, Coffee or something like that. Anyway, if you combine 2 form Florence, so they've never played the Falcons. And in 7A, they were in the playoffs, I think, 6 out of the 7 years.
That's not bad.
Lost every year in the first round. But they did
Hey,
make it. 7A is tough.
They were there. That's the important part.
Yeah,
So,
7A is really tough.
good for the Falcons, but not good for them this week, I say.
Yeah, I hope so. I think that'll be really close, kind of maybe like last week. Jasper has some, guys that can break it open, and maybe they'll have to do it again. Or maybe they'll just pull away from the start.
Hey, maybe it'll be a hammering. That'll be good.
All right, so interesting game, even though I have Curry at 0-1 here.
Yeah,
That is not
what were you thinking when you put these show notes together? Curry is 1-0.
Curry 1-0 at Cordova 1-0. The last time Curry was 2-0, 2017.
Oh, wow.
The last time Cordova was 2-0, 2021. So who you have in this one? At Cordova in the hole.
It's at Cordova in the hole. I realize I have not picked Curry in 21 consecutive games.
Did you look this up?
I did look this up. 21 consecutive
How's
games
that
I've
even
picked against
possible?
them, and they've won 4 of them, so my averages are not good picking against Curry. And if this was at home, I'd go with the Yellow Jackets. But that's just a tough road atmosphere to go to. Last year, Curry had a bunch of momentum going into this matchup. It was also at Cordova, and Cordova beat them, 42-14?
That's right.
It's not going to be that bad, but I do have the Blue Devils winning a close game. Low scoring. I think that every drive might be a touchdown drive, but because they run the ball, there might not be that many drives. So semi-low scoring, I've got the Blue Devils winning late.
Yeah, with all that running, you expect it to be kind of low scoring. I don't think those teams completed even 5 passes between them,
Probably
maybe.
not. I don't know if Curry attempted 5 passes.
Yeah, I don't think they did. So, yeah, this might be a fast game. But I'm going Cordova as well. It's, Jace Cordell, he's coming home. He's an all-state guy. He's a championship
Won a state
guy.
championship.
Yeah, so he's coming back home, and he did last year as well, so it's his second trip there. It's kind of weird they have to go back-to-back, but it's not a region game this year.
No, it is not.
Kind of
So it
reset everything.
worked out weird.
Yeah, I think Cordova maybe a low-scoring game, 21-14. I hope it's a close one. All right, so 2 teams that really need a win. Oakman at Dora. First meeting since 1971.
That's too long.
That's 2 years after man landed on the moon.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is just
Does
too
that-
long.
You're in the county and haven't played?
That's not a very bad drive.
Dora's been larger. Maybe it was 5A against 3A a lot of those years, but still they never.
Probably would have been 5 against 2A.
But they
those years.
played almost every year from 1945 to 71 and have not played since. So it's back on the schedule.
It is back on the
Yes, it's
schedule,
back
and,
on
and
there.
for that we are thankful.
Yes.
I went back and forth on this one because neither looked good in the opening
They did not.
at all. So I decided to go with home field advantage and also health. I think Dora is a little more healthier than Oatman right now. So I had to go with the Bulldogs to win this one close and probably low scoring.
Yes,
or maybe high scoring because neither defense did.
Yeah, you never
well.
can tell.
So you really don't know.
So that's true. Now, if you go by last week's scores, it'd be 48-42.
They would.
That's what they gave up last week. So I'm going Dora as well. That's mainly because, I don't know, they're at home, like you said. They are healthy, like you said. And I think Corner's really, really good. And Cordova is too, maybe. So they only had 82 yards against Corner, or 83 yards against Corner last week. They're coming home, and I'm just thinking maybe another 21-14 type game. But I did go Dora. So we picked the same so far?
We have agreed all the way through the first three. Now, if we got the back three together, I'll be surprised.
Now, Addison at Lynn. Addison 1-0. Wait, that's at Addison, right? No, it's at Lynn?
It's at Lynn.
So Addison 1-0 at Lynn, their first game of the year. No, it's at Addison.
Is it at Addison?
Because Lynn does not have a home game until not even the next week. It's like 2 weeks. I think it's September 11th.
That's
because they're working on their field house and it should be done by the start of the year.
Wow. We're the ones that are supposed to know this stuff.
Well, I wrote it down wrong. Again.
You threw me off.
So I did remember, though, it is at Addison.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So that actually matters in this game.
It does.
It means a lot.
Because last year in the Jamboree, it was at Lynn, and we know how that worked out.
Yes, Addison's very good at home, and so is Lynn. Lynn is a different team at home. Boy, when they're healthy, and they're healthy now.
They are.
They're at Addison, and this is, it's a tough draw here, but I'm going Addison at home.
I am too. Lynn is as healthy as they will be this season, first game, whereas Addison's already had to play once. But I think the talent gap between Addison and everybody else in 1A, save one or two schools maybe, is just so large. Addison should win this one easily, even though Lynn's going to fight as hard as they can, and they're going to keep it close for a while. But in the end, depth and talent is just going to lean on the Bears, so I've got the Bulldogs pulling away late and winning it handily in the end.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of big plays against Winston County. I don't know if they'll have that many against Lynn, but yeah, I mean, it makes a difference. Well, these guys are back. You know, these 1A schools, a lot of them, like I saw Marion County, and I couldn't believe it was the same team that pushed Addison to the brink last year.
Hard to believe.
So Addison, they're still on the climb there. And okay, Winston County at Meek. That is, I did not trick you on this one. That
is at Meek.
Yes,
good.
Right down the road from Addison. And I'm going Meek in that one. But I don't know. You know, I haven't seen good things on either side yet.
No, we're going to see something good eventually from these teams, and it should start this week. Both teams that desperately need to win. Winston County got it handed to them by Addison last week. Meek has really underperformed in their first two games. One was a Jamboree, but still. So I went back and forth, but I do agree with you. Meek should win. I really liked the fight I saw from Evan McKay late in that Curry game. He never gave up. The team never gave up. Maybe those last drive or two, maybe that can be the turning point of the season for the Tigers.
Yeah, so it looked like Winston County ran up the middle a lot. They need to try to get it out in the open. They have some athletes too, but Meek just has too much, I think, this year or this week. And especially, they really need to get a win at this point.
Absolutely.
Except this Winston County,
both of these teams need.
But Meek at home, they really need this one. All right, last game, Corner at Aniana. The T is silent in Aniana.
Aniana.
Both 1-0. Corner looked good. Aniana stormed back and beat, I think, Pleasant Grove 42-41 last week.
Wow.
Thriller.
That's a good game. Now Aniana's got to wake up and face Corner. The Yellow Jackets looked really good last week.
They really did.
But Aniana, it's on the road. So I went back and forth on this one as well. This was a tough pick.
It was.
This was it's the last one that I picked because I really.
And they're both ranked this week. Aniana is in the rankings.
Yeah, so
10.
Corner 7. Aniana is 10. I think Aniana's going to move up because I've got the Redskins winning.
Yeah, it's
close.
going to be really hard to win up
there.
there.
Very close. Because it's just, if it was at Corner, I'd feel a lot better picking the Yellow Jackets, but just because it's a road trip. The good thing is, this is non-region.
Mm-hmm.
So Corner, looking at their schedule, they have a really good chance to win the region. So this game would not hurt that, even if they were to lose.
Give them a lot of credit for picking up Aniana and Gordo in non-region games.
Those were some brutal
They didn't
games.
have to pick those teams up.
No.
Yeah, so Aniana, that's tough. It's up in the mountains, beautiful up there in Blount County. It's weird you go into Aniana, it's like a different state almost.
Wow.
But so up in the mountains, I did go with Corner, but boy, that's going to be a tough game.
Whenever I pick against Corner, Corner always wins.
Oh, you don't have your Corner record off the top of your head?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
But I did pick corner, so good luck to them over there. Keaton Coffee probably need another big game. Aniana used it. They were down last year. They have a new coach. They had a big stink after the coach left last year.
Oh,
That's
no.
all gone.
Okay,
It's a
good.
new coach in. So, yeah, things are looking better for Aniana. I was kind of surprised they were ranked. Jumped right in there
Yeah, Aniana.
after 1 week.
I remember they were really good coming off of a great year, and they came to Dora. I want to say it was 23, and I was there, and Dora just manhandled them up and down the
Hard to
field.
believe.
And a lot has changed since then, obviously, but that's the last time I've seen Aniana, so they'll probably look better than that this week. This is a different beast.
Yeah, Aniana's back maybe. All right, so we'll jump into our top 5 this week. There's a very good chance these are the same 5.
It might be absolutely identical.
Yes. Need to find a new way to do it because it's going to be, just start at number 5.
5 is Curry.
That's correct.
5 is Curry. We are going to be identical the
Yes.
whole way up and down. I just think I was looking at who had the best 5 performances last week, and Curry had a great performance against me.
They really did.
So therefore, they are the 5 spot. I have not had them ranked in a long time. So they move on to this board. The Jackets are 5th.
Yes. And the Jackets are also 4th. No, wait. No. Cordova's 4th.
Okay.
So is that the same as you have?
Yes, Cordova is my
So
4th.
Cordova looked really good, ran the ball, didn't need to throw it. And the way they play, they're going to run it. They're going to run it until they can't.
Yeah.
So
both teams are exactly like that. Run the ball, run the ball
so we
some
have
more.
4 against 5 this week.
It's a ranked matchup in the area.
One of these will move up probably, and one of these might be moving out. I don't know. Could be a close game.
Yeah, if it's
it could
close,
stay the same.
If it's close, it'll probably stay the same or maybe flip depending on who wins.
It's hard to win it when Cordova's really good. It's hard to beat them at their place.
You do not win at Cordova when they're good.
Yeah, that'll be a huge crowd. By the way, that's going to be a great
Oh,
game to go to.
absolutely.
That's
Good
the game of the
atmosphere.
week to go to. All right. So number 3.
3, I've got corner, the Yellow
Okay.
Jackets, as my number 3. They did what they were supposed to do. Defense suffocated.
Mhm.
Keaton Coffee looked good. Another good performance by corner. That's pretty much all you can say about the Jackets right now. Is they're a good team, solid team. They're number 3.
I have them at 2. I have Jasper at 3. So I have our ranked teams. We only have 2 ranked teams right now. So let's get Jasper in the rankings. They win this week. They jump in there because it's been a while.
I think if they beat Florence, I would vote for them to be ranked if I had a vote, which I do not.
Yeah, Jasper. So have them 3, but they could easily move up if they beat Florence, and I think they will. So we'll see next week. I guess we have. Well, your number 2 is Jasper.
My number 2 is Jasper because of everything I've already mentioned about the Vikings. Well coached, very talented. They've got a lot of depth this year. They could really be something. So I've got them up at 2nd, and I think it's just a matter of time before they're ranked. Honestly,
Yeah, a win against basically a playoff team from 7A that
should be enough to push
Yes.
them over.
And Huntsville was 7-3. They had a better record than Florence, and they didn't make the playoffs. So if you can win at Huntsville, can't you win at Florence? Yes.
I think so. Yeah, the logic holds up there.
Yes. If you
So-
beat this team, you should beat that team. But, it's all about matchups. All right, so number 1, obviously, my number 2 is corner.
Your number 2 is corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
All the same things. And our number 1 is Addison.
It is Addison, of course.
Because Addison is just being Addison so far. And we expect them to be very good this year.
Addison is going to be our number 1 until they prove
Something
to us they
happens,
don't
yes.
deserve it. And they have not done anything near that so far. So they have been solidly number 1. The Bulldogs are a very solid team, really good team. Elite team, I would say. Elite's probably the best word to describe them. So just keep that going,
Yes.
and they'll remain number 1 for
I
as
really-
long as the season lasts.
Yeah, exactly. Looking at the schedule, I think they're better than everybody on their schedule.
That doesn't always translate to wins.
No, it does not. That's
But-
why you got to play them. Unfortunately,
That's
for some
right.
teams, you have to play these games. Last year they had Good Hope on the schedule. Good Hope is not there. That was
That was
a
unfortunate.
really good Hope team. Yeah.
Uh,
So no Good Hope this year.
yes, very thankfully. They're playing teams their own size that they can beat.
Yes. And I guess corner could be 1, but just Addison, they're not. Yeah. Like you said, they're not moving unless something happens. Maybe they get upset by Meek. That would be something.
Then Meek would have to
beat
jump
them.
up there. They did
Yeah.
a couple of years ago.
Right now, Meek, they need to get a win this week. All right, and we'll jump to college here. There's not a lot.
Not anything.
There's a TCU game, and
TCU.
I think the Samford play this week.
Sanford has North Alabama.
Okay.
they play. So it's actually, we have some in-state college football Saturday.
Is that even on TV?
You could probably
It's got to
stream
be
it.
somewhere. Yeah.
That is going to be a terrible football game. Neither of those teams are any good. North Alabama.
They both used to be, especially UNA used to be really good.
UNA moved up to the FCS, didn't they? And
They did,
They're
yeah.
still adjusting.
I couldn't tell you what conference they're in. I have no idea.
They're probably in that merger conference.
The WAC
God. Yeah, the
conference,
WAC, the Western Athletic Conference, North
'Cause
Alabama.
this is really west.
Well, yes, west of Georgia,
Yes.
technically. You're always west of something else.
But I think TCU was playing NC State.
No,
North
TCU's
Carolina.
got North Carolina.
Oh,
That's in
yes.
Ireland. I'll probably watch that.
Okay.
Just to see the beginning of Belichick's last year. He's not. They're not bringing him
I
back.
don't even know why he's still
No way.
there.
He
No.
should have retired and ridden off into the sunset. He's
Yeah.
done nothing but taint his legacy ever since Tom Brady retired.
He was going to make it the 31st NFL team. Didn't he say that?
That's what I wanted to say.
Yes.
The 33rd.
33rd. Okay.
Because
I
there
knew
are
the
32.
rules right.
Yeah.
Yes. Or maybe he wasn't counting like the Browns. So it's possible.
Hey, that's actually a good excuse to not, never count.
And he did start with the Browns. But yeah, you talk about a tangent. There you go.
Yes,
Right.
we jumped off.
But yeah, so college football really starts next week.
Yeah. And it's really
We have real games.
not a great slate next week either. I think the big game is LSU and Clemson. It's
the
not
Battle of Death
great.
Valleys.
It is.
LSU
the Battle of
won it
Death
last
Valleys.
year.
They'll win it again this year, most
Yes.
likely. It's at LSU this year, but that is the first Saturday in September, and we are still in August, so we cannot officially talk about
Yeah,
this.
yeah. No, we cannot. I think it's against the law. We can talk about high school, and I guess we're done talking about high school this week.
I think so. I think we've talked about everything there is to talk about, from Addison to Carbon Hill to Winston County to the
Yeah, we
Cleveland
touched on
Browns.
everybody. Yes, that's right.
Yep, we touched on all of them.
So good luck to our teams this week. Only 6 games on the slate. Get out to Florence if you can and watch Jasper. Because, I mean, I think this could be a really special season.
Or go to Cordova. That'll be a good game.
Yeah, if you don't want to leave, go to Cordova,
Go to
Yeah.
Dora.
down in the hole. Yeah, we got some big games.
Go to
coming.
Addison. That's a good ride.
These will
for a
all
game.
be very crowded stadiums. this
So will
week.
Meek. Yeah, everybody's going to have a good
Yeah.
crowd. Even Aniana will.
Yeah, Aniana Corner. Very weird game, but I don't think they may have not played either before. It's a
Wow.
weird matchup, even though they're close to Blount County.
That's true. That is true.
That
They're
is
up
why
in
they
the
call
corner.
corner. They're on the corner of Blount, Jefferson, and Walker counties. Anyway,
That's
yes.
geography.
Yeah, you believe that?
Wow.
So the corner kids all know that, but that might be news to somebody else.
Okay.
All right, so that wraps up our show. We want to thank Jake for producing, Bevel State for sponsoring, and I guess we'll be back and we'll have a full slate of college games next week.
We will. Hopefully, we'll have a full slate of high school games because we start regions. There's not as
That's
much
right.
playing
Yes.
against each other.
These teams, good luck going into this game because the games that actually start counting for the playoffs start next week. All right, we'll see you then. Thank you.
Welcome to Bevel State Community College, where another student is announcing their program commitment.
And now, your Bevel State Bear, Wade Weldon.
What high-wage career tech or workforce training program will he choose? And the program he chooses is... Bevel State does more than award certificates and diplomas. Bevel State builds futures.